Resident Evil Zero is a survival horror game set in the classic Resident Evil fixed camera angle style gameplay. This game takes the classic formula and gives it a twist by being put in charge of handling two characters simultaneously. This creates complex puzzles and brings a new dynamic to combat as you have to be in charge of both characters' health and safety and ammunition at all times. With the inventory space of two characters available, you can freely swap items between them. This title removes the item box feature and implements the use of being able to place items on the ground. This is unique to Zero in the main title of games, as in the past, any discard from the inventory would result in the item being lost for good. Most players use central hubs and locations to stockpile their items, and the game even lets you go back through an elevator system to grab anything you need from the earlier areas. This helps to keep balance in the game and prevent ridiculous backtracking or soft locking. So this is more of a temporary item block. The game is saying, hey, you better be prepared for the next part going ahead until the game gives you an opportunity to go back and get the rest of your stuff. Resident Evil Zero has absolutely stunning graphic and stages set for a worthy Resident Evil game. The cutscenes are very high energy, and while I don't think cutscenes are essential to the Resident Evil formula like they can be to other titles or other games, the cutscenes do help to sell a sense of urgency. The cutscenes graphic only works so good because the natural state of the graphics are so well done. This game has incredibly well-rendered stages, scenes, and lighting set up for the player to traverse. These places are complex, lonely, grimy, dark, and hopeless. Much of the lighting interacts with objects in the environment to give a lot of atmosphere. I think this is the key element to why this game elicits so much fear when the soundtrack is added in. The music in this game is all about anxiety and stressing you out. This is the perfect cocktail for why progress and overcoming hurdles in this game is so rewarding. This game limits all of your items, sets you in a nasty, uncomfortable stage, ramps up your anxiety through menacing music, and says, survive. This formula, I think, is essential to a Resident Evil experience. Now, while this game, in my opinion, is a very good Resident Evil game, no game is perfect. And where I think Zero falls short, especially against some of the siblings in the franchise, I think it's in the difficulty. This game will wreck you. It will demoralize you at some points, and it will definitely kill you until you have learned it well enough. This can be extremely difficult for a first-time playthrough or a new person coming into the franchise, as it really does feel hopeless and impossible at times. Even veteran players and speedrunners say that Zero is relentless, it's ruthless. It does not care about anything other than trying to eat you alive. While that's not entirely bad, I think it requires a certain amount of balance that sometimes this game lacks in certain areas. We played through Zero on normal, and RE1 Chris on the second playthrough once again on hard mode, and Resident Evil Zero normal was far more insanely difficult. Enemies like hunters, leechers, frogs, and the damned to hell eliminators will troll you and strip you of your hope. There are many times where you can enter a room into an instant stun lock or death grapple and just be dead. On top of that, there aren't really any ways around some of it. I was once grabbed by a frog for an instant kill, but I couldn't switch to Billy to save my other character. Now maybe that was just a one-time glitch and something went wrong when I was pressing the button to switch or something, but I definitely feel there needs to be an option there. Now, funny enough, usually when you think of difficulty, you think of bosses, but the bosses in this game are not too hard compared to other games. And this is where my second critique is. While the game offers us a badass Tyrant Scene, most of the bosses are pretty forgettable or just not really fun fights. The train boss has the Scorpion is the mid boss, which is actually pretty cool. But the last part is really just a timed code you have to put in to stop the train. The training facility has the centipede, and I find that pretty forgettable. The bat is memorable in the fact that it's a bullshit fight and the auto aim screws you over so hard. Tyrant is really cool in his scenes, and there's not much more to say other than that because, well, it's Tyrant. He speaks for himself. The Leech Queen isn't a bad boss fight at all, actually, but I do find the design to be forgettable. Nothing about the design grabs your attention like a Tyrant or G-Mutant. Overall, I rate this game an 8.5. I think it's a really damn good game. It's not perfect, and some of the other titles do things that this game does better. However, I think it's a great experience overall. With amazing atmosphere, I definitely think it's worth a play for any Resident Evil fan, and worthy of a second chance if you didn't love the game the first time you played it. We're going to be continuing by going through all the Resident Evil games leading up to the release of Resident Evil 8 Village. I'm really excited about this. It's so fun for me to go back and get into each one of the games and analyze them and have a new perspective, and so that's what we're going to do. I want to thank everyone for watching this video. Please let me know what you love or hate about this game. If you like the song that's used in this video and want to support me, you can actually buy this track called Leech Queen in the description below. If you're a Twitch subscriber, you get this track for free through my Discord as an added bonus, because I record all my own music and I love to give back. I will see you guys next time in the mansion.